Hi, everybody. This is Lee, and I'm just reporting good news out of the state of Maryland that the state legislature in Maryland, with the blessing of the governor, who is Republican in Maryland, has agreed to ban fracking in the state of Maryland. And this is a good thing for the concern of public health and then the environment, and then the oversaturation of fossil fuels, that Maryland has taken steps, that its government has worked in the interest of the people in opposition to the corporations to ban fracking. And so we see that this is actually a public health issue. It is not a partisan issue. And most people who realize that have concluded that it's better to ban a destructive practice of extracting fossil fuels, and the harm that it causes to people in the vicinity, the air, the water, the soil quality, and of course, respiratory health of people in that community. And so that was Republican Governor Larry Hogan who did that. And that's wonderful. And it's hopeful that more governors will follow suit. There's also a bipartisan bill moving through the state of Florida's legislature. I've spoken of the Sabal Trail pipeline on this channel in previous videos, how that pipeline is a gas pipeline that has already caused sinkholes where it's been constructed because the ground in Florida is so porous, it's unsteady, and so there's sinkholes, and that's before any gas has actually gone through that pipeline. There's problems that is being caused by the Sabal Trail pipeline. It's very destructive, and so right now there's a Republican governor in the state of Florida, and bills have been introduced in both houses by Republicans with a bipartisan group of co-sponsors to ban fracking in that state. The Senate bill has already advanced to its first committee by unanimous vote, and support for both bills continue to grow. So that's under consideration in Florida, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, again, like in Maryland, the governor will support the people, the health of the people over the corporations. And so we've seen that this already happen in New York, where Governor Andrew Cuomo banned fracking in New York at the end of 2014. Vermont has banned fracking. And then there's also concerns in other states where there are Democratic governors who actually support fracking and are actively engaged in fighting against cities and municipalities who are trying their desperate best to defend themselves against the practice of fracking. And these governors are battling them in order to force fracking in those communities. And so one is California Governor Jerry Brown, who's been actively fighting certain communities in the state of California. Fracking is now banned in 6 Californian counties, and grassroots campaigns are currently underway to ban it in others. And so voters in Monterey, for instance, took to the polls to ban fracking last November and further drilling in that county. And so not only did Jerry Brown not support that community in this case, but he continues to allow dangerous practices like the use of oil wastewater to irrigate crops and the injection of wastewater in aquifers. And so that's the progressive in the state of California. I don't even know what that means. And so in Pennsylvania, there's Governor Tom Wolf, that he was recently elected, and he was elected on a promise to bring an outsider reform perspective to a state that has suffered fracking for years. And so while he has pledged to continue to prevent fracking from being done in the Delaware River Basin, he does remain committed to allowing and potentially expanding fracking through the rest of the state, even as residents fall ill and more water supplies are contaminated. And so his current budget proposal calls for a new extraction tax on gas drilling, which would make the state's budget actually dependent on the continuation of fracking. So that's a strange, interesting situation in Pennsylvania. Also, Colorado, Governor Hickenlooper, who has actively engaged in fighting against those communities. He has a long history with that. He's appeared in industry ads proclaiming fracking to be safe. And then last year, he sued the city of Longmont in Colorado after it passed its own local ballot measure to ban fracking. And so he won, and the people of Longmont lost. It was just their own governor attacking them. And so Hickenlooper was also an opponent of the 2016 ballot initiative effort that would have guaranteed local municipalities like Longmont the right to enact moratorium or bans on fracking and a 2,500-foot setback to protect water, health, and communities. Hickenlooper was opposed to that and worked against it. And so there, are certain governors that are to be congratulated, like in Maryland, and then hopefully we can congratulate the governor, Rick Scott, at least on this level, in the state of Florida. And then maybe more governors will follow suit, like Andrew Cuomo and the governor in Vermont already have. And so that's the situation. Good news coming out of Maryland. Nice going for the activists who promoted this and never stopped in the effort to protect themselves and their communities. Congratulations. Good luck.